Today we're making meatloaf, so let's get started. For our meatloaf we are going to need eggs, milk, Worcestershire sauce, salt, olive oil, onion, garlic cloves, black pepper, ketchup, some ground beef, and breadcrumbs. So let's get started. Alright, the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get our eggs, and crack open our eggs, put those in a bowl, and we're going to add our milk, our Worcestershire sauce, and salt. And we are going to whisk these together so they're thoroughly combined. And then we're going to set this to the side, and the next thing we're going to do is chop up some vegetables. So be right back. Alright, so we're going to take us a large onion and we are going to chop this up. And while we're chopping these vegetables up, we've got our oven heating to 450. Alright, now we are going to get the peel off our garlic. We're going to just give it a quick smash. And as you can see, the peel comes right off. So what we're going to do is we're going to give this a rough chop. And then we're going to put this in a small blender because we want this minced up really fine. If you don't have a blender, a little stand blender like this, you can use a grater. There we go. And clean that up. Alright, so we're just going to add that on top of our onions. And then now we're going to move over to the stove where we're going to cook these down for a little bit. So be right back. Alright, so we have 1/4 cup of olive oil heated up on medium high. And now we are going to add our onions and garlic. And then a quick stir. And we are going to add a teaspoon of pepper and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we are going to cook these until the onions are tender, which is going to be about 5 to 10 minutes. So let me continue cooking this, and we'll be back shortly. Alright, so our onions have been going for about 8 minutes or so. And as you can see, they got a nice good color to them. So to this, we are going to add ketchup. And that's roughly 3 tablespoons. Then we're going to give that a mix. Get that fully incorporated into the onions. And then we're going to turn this down just a little bit more. And we're going to cook this for roughly another 5 minutes. And then we're going to move this to a bowl so it can cool off to be added to our meat mixture. So we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, so this has been cooking for about 5 minutes, and most of the moisture from the ketchup is cooked out. So now we are going to move this to a bowl so it can cool down. So we'll let this sit and cool down, and we'll be back shortly. Alright, so in a large bowl we've added our 2 pounds of ground beef. Now we're going to add our egg and Worcestershire mixture. And we're also going to add in our onion mixture. And we're going to give this a good mix. And as always, when working with raw meat, we're going to need to make sure and wash our hands once we're done. So we're going to get this thoroughly mixed up, and we don't want any lumps. Alright, so that's just about there. Feel around and make sure we don't have any major lumps. Alright, now we're going to add our breadcrumbs, which will also thicken this up some more. Alright, so that's all mixed and ready to go. So let me get cleaned up, and then we're going to move this over to a baking dish and get this started. So be right back. Alright, so we've got us a glass baking dish, and we're going to take some spray and spray the bottom of the pan. Then we're going to take our meat mixture and we're going to dump this in the pan. And we're going to shape this into a loaf. And we're going to take our remaining ketchup and we are going to pour this over the top. And spread it out. And this is going to go into a 450-degree oven for 5 minutes. And then after that, we will bring it down to 350 and cook for about 30 to 35 minutes. So we're going to pop this in the oven and then we'll be right back. All right, so this has been going about 30 minutes. So we're going to pull this out and check and see if the internal is above 150. All right, we are at 160, 170. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this out and let it sit for 20 minutes and then we'll serve it up. So be right back. So our meatloaf is sat for 20 minutes and we're going to get this sliced up and served up with some mashed potatoes and gravy. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, enjoy.